Habla con más Rush.
Huh? Wait, you're that blonde traveler who's on a journey to all corners of Teyvat, right?
Yes.
Who's asking? Do you need something from us?
You bet I do. I was worried I wouldn't be able to find you. I have a letter for you, you see. It's from another Outlander. He was a crafty fellow, let me tell you. Took advantage of a loophole in our mailing system by opting for guaranteed delivery, then filling in the most obscure mailing address I've ever seen.
Well, we aren't always on the road, so yeah, it's pretty tough to get mail to us unless we happen to go to the post office on a whim. So, what address did that person give you anyway?
He just wrote, next to a small, white-haired talking fairy.
Claro. No, porque nunca iba a dejar en paz. Paimon es la dirección.
Yeah, exactly, right? And if I failed to deliver the letter, I'd have been bound by regulation to compensate him. Really, he got me good. I count myself very lucky that I ran into you here.
Gracias, podríamos dar la carta. Entonces la carta me gustaría saber quién la envió.
Of course, here it is. All yours.
Come on, Paimon wants to have a look too.
Hace mucho que no nos vemos. ¿Cómo les ha ido durante este tiempo? Un pajarito me contó que están viajando por Sumeru. ¡Qué casualidad! Yo también me encuentro en Puerto Ormos por motivos de trabajo. Estos días voy todas las tardes a la taberna Jafar a tomarme unas copas. Si tuviese la buena fortuna de que esta carta llegase a sus manos, vengan a verme para hablar sobre los viejos tiempos. Considérenlo cosa del destino. Saludos de su viejo ideal amigo Kaya. ¿Qué chihuahuas está haciendo Kaya aquí? Perdone usted.
So he's here in Sumeru. Now that Paimon thinks about it, Crafty does describe him pretty well.
Viniendo de Kaya no me sorprende.
From what he wrote in the letter, it looks like he didn't think there was much chance of it reaching us. Or maybe he's just being sneaky. Do you think he's making this sound like a miracle of fate so that we'd have to go meet up with him?
Lo calculo todo el detalle.
Yeah, you're right. It's always nice to see old friends. The letter says that he hangs out at Jafar Tavern every afternoon. Perhaps we should drop in on him then, huh?
Yes. Carivento activado. Espera hasta el día. Tengo que esperar hasta el siguiente día.
I should be at Jafar Tavern right now. Let's go see him.
Las escaleras están sobrevaloradas.
I'll have something I haven't tried yet, boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid you've already tried every type of liquor we serve.
Oh? Well then, just the bill, please. That's just as well, I suppose. I do have other matters to attend to.
Kaya, you're really here! Paimon half thought you were playing some sort of prank on us.
Hey, Paimon, traveler. Looks like the gods smile upon me after all. And come now, I wouldn't joke about wanting to see my good friends.
Si tú lo
Wait a
dices.
second. You must be here on official business, right? What do you think you're doing spending every afternoon drinking at the tavern? You itching for a lecture from Jean?
Bueno, pues Jin no está por aquí, está a dos regiones más atrás.
Not at all. The acting Grand Master positively terrifies me. Why would I ever do anything that might displease her?
En serio, alguien a quien le tengas
The
miedo.
truth is, I'm in Sumeru to learn about the alcohol industry here. So despite how it might look, I'm actually at Jafar Tavern for strictly business purposes. Sumeru spices are famous the world over, and it's long been rumored that this fine establishment was where a certain very popular spiced cocktail was invented. That's why the knights sent me, their foremost expert in alcoholic beverages, to come and see if it is as good as the rumors say.
O sea, los caballeros hacen ese tipo de cosas, no te creen.
And how did that go?
No tiene sentido este trabajo, sinceramente. Los caballeros
So far,
honorarios.
so good. I'm already in talks
O sea,
with
bueno,
some
los caballeros
spice
de
merchants in Port Ormos
Mos,
about
pues.
some potential collaboration.
Yeah, that does sound like a great business opportunity. Guess Don Winery and Master D-Luke are gonna make a tidy sum from this one too, huh?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Whether this lucrative opportunity gets passed along to Don Winery or not depends on how nice I'm feeling.
No, bueno.
Hey! Using your job to settle personal grievances isn't very knightly, Captain!
Nightly Captain. Entonces ya habías estado antes en Sumeru.
Oh? What makes you say that?
Viniste a Sumeru por tu cuenta, eso es porque ya conoces el lugar, ¿no?
Very sharp of you. I wouldn't say
buen
I'm
punto.
familiar, though. I just came here on the sly once, when I was very young.
No, a escondidas.
And? Do continue.
Como, dame más chisme.
Do I have to?
Recordemos, por favor.
When I said we could
Mi
talk
prioridad
about
número
the
1 es
old
encontrar a mi
times,
hermano. Mi
digging
prioridad
up my past
número 2,
wasn't
el chisme, por
exactly what
supuesto
I
que
had
sí.
in mind.
Supongo que me quedaré con las ganas. Vamos, calla, esto es una charla entre
Well,
amigos.
all right, since you're so interested. Like I said, I was very young then. Don Winery had only just taken me in. I overheard my adoptive father talk about sending a team of merchants to Sumeru during a business meeting. I'm sure you'll agree that everyone's curious about their roots on some level. And my roots? They're in Conria, which is said to have been located deep underground, somewhere near Sumeru.
Caenria. Apenas nos comenta Gaella aquí que es de Caenria, o anteriormente no nos había comentado, porque de lo que me habían dicho es que sí había una misión que anteriormente nos decía de que era de Caenria.
And so I stowed myself away amidst the cargo, and silently joined the merchant delegation on their trip to Sumeru.
Me imagino que lo agregaron después, porque no era algo que como que fuera muy de jajas, ¿sabes? O tal vez sí lo tenían planeado desde antes. No sé, su traje es como que un poco común para la gente de Mondstadt, si te soy
My
sincera.
adoptive father was dragging me back home by the ear. It was a short-lived adventure. Sorry I don't have a more thrilling story for you.
Por cierto, que sabes sobre Caenria.
Honestly, not much. The only reason I knew that Conria was near Sumeru is because I happened to read that in a book when I was young.
O apenas nos los comenta de que se Caenria.
My life had less and less to do with Conria as I grew up, and so I started caring less as well.
Es que no tiene sentido, ¿sabes? Porque toda la gente que sigue siendo humano de Caenria es porque técnicamente son inmortales.
I used to believe that I had inherited some sort of duty from my father. But then I began to wonder. Maybe my father left me in the peaceful land of Mondstadt for no other reason than simply to keep me alive. As well as ensuring that I'd be safely cut off from certain things. The thought, this is obviously all speculation. Simply put, I'm afraid that I'm not particularly in the know on this topic.
Y entonces, ¿por qué nos quisiste hablar? Sabe muy bien de que nosotros estamos buscando cosas de Caenria porque también somos como de Caenria, en comillas.
These days, my surname,
¿Te imaginas que se termina siendo malo?
is probably the only link to Conria that I have left.
Alfred.
One death
Wait,
after
hold
another,
on.
please, boss.
Póngame una muerte después del mediodía. Y es como, ¡ah, su madre, Daisley! Pero Daisley te apellido igual que no. ¿Son familia?
Tell me, what do you know about the significance of that name, Alberich?
Dainsmith?
Ah, you've decided to join us. I was wondering how long you planned on listening in. I believe I've seen you before in Mondstadt. Dainsliff, if I'm not mistaken.
Bueno, o sea, escuchaste a Paimon decir su nombre, así que sí, no te estás equivocando.
So you
Es su
remember
nombre.
me. Then we are already acquainted, Kaya Alberich, descendant of the Abyss Order's founder.
What?
Huh?
¿Me estás diciendo que es hijo del malo malulo? ¿La orden del abismo?
What?
¿Qué?
I take it that you weren't aware of this until now, Kaya. Or you wouldn't have been so forthcoming with your surname.
Eso parece.
Oh my. That's quite a lot of baggage for a surname, isn't it? Though I must say, it does confirm an old suspicion of mine. I suppose that was why my father left me in Mondstadt after all.
No sé, es que sí hay muchas cosas que de Kaella que sí siempre es como que sacan de onda. Capaz sí Kaella termina siendo malo, ¿eh?
I'm surprised that you take me at my word without the faintest hint of skepticism.
Well, perhaps what you told me just happens to answer some questions I carry in my memories. And in any case, I recognize your eyes. You're a pure-blood Conrian, aren't you?
Very clever. Forgive me for being direct, but I sincerely hope this new knowledge doesn't change anything. If you've already let go of your ties to the past, then keep it that way.
Kaya, you're not involved with the Abyss Order in any way, are you?
Hey, hold on now. This conversation has taken a rather sudden turn for the deadly serious. And I'm afraid that as someone from Mondstadt, I'm not accustomed to this sort of atmosphere.
Ay, ay, ay. O sea, mira, tomándolo en cuenta, tendría sentido de la primera misión de Arconte, o sea, cuando estábamos apenas en Mondstadt, cuando después pasó todo el tema de que derrotamos a Storm Terror y demás, que ocurrió un ataque en Mondstadt. Y Dilu, que estaba muy desconfiado de Kaeya, porque, o sea, se supone que él estaba encargado de la protección y no protegió tan bien como, digamos, estaba desaparecido. Y que es algo que como que desconfiaban de que él posiblemente fue la razón por la cual los Hilichurs, según la Orden del Abismo, empezaron a atacar Mondstadt, ¿saben? Y entonces tendría un poco de sentido también las relaciones, todas estas locas que dicen de que en realidad la conexión al cielo falso o la conexión a Celestia es desde Mondstadt, desde el inicio. Y tendría sentido por qué mandaron a Kaeya a Mondstadt, porque ahí es en donde tiene que iniciar para atacar a Celestia. Puede ser, ¿eh?
So what if I know my ancestry? Do I strike you as the type who would be bound by that kind of thing?
Ah, Sadaharu, no te he visto. Hello, ¿qué tal? Te debemos mejorar tu chibi, lo lamento, es que estoy aquí muy concentrada en la historia. Hello, ¿cómo estás? Y aquí con mis conspiranoias ahí.
I'll be just as delighted to hunt down the Abyss Order tomorrow as I have always been.
Yo te creo.
Either way, looks like we're out of time. I've got a spice merchant to meet in a minute.
Ah, qué conveniente.
To carry on the conversation without me.
Qué conveniente.
Well, all right then. You go do your thing, Kaya.
Trust issues.
See you around. And Dainsleif, no need to listen in from the sidelines next time we meet. Let me buy you a drink.
Uy, uy, uy. Tal vez está igual que yo. No confío en él. Por supuesto que no.
You're both from Conria, but you get on like oil and water.
The fact is, I still do not know him well. It would be meaningless for me to jump to conclusions.
Buen
But
punto.
can a person truly be unaffected by their ancestry? This remains to be seen.
Entonces los Albrecht fundaron la Orden del Abismo. Creía que el fundador era mi hermano.
Well, I suspect that they call your brother their prince, precisely because there is a succession of sorts.
Oh, so if he was the founder, he'd be the king, right?
¿Qué te trae por aquí?
I mean to investigate the Loom of Fate. Do you remember that name?
Yeah, the Abyss Order's evil plan. We learned about that back in Mondstadt.
¿Has descubierto algo nuevo?
Not new. Not exactly. My memories suffer from erosion. But while I was recovering my health recently, I suddenly remembered something. Your brother. He mentioned the Loom of Fate back when we traveled together.
¿Tanto tiempo hace? ¿Existe desde hace siglos?
Apparently so. I was also quite surprised when these memories tallied up. I recall that we were traveling to Sumeru when the matter was brought up.
So, you're going to the place that he mentioned back then?
Correct. At that time, they must have been introduced in one way or another to this concept. If I recall correctly, we were somewhere in Avidya Forest then.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Maybe we'll discover some secret that's lain hidden for hundreds of years!
No. Now is not the time.
¿Te preocupa la Orden del Abismo? ¿Tenemos que esperar un momento adecuado?
No, it's just... I'm still waiting for my drink.
Ah. Sí. Pero queda y termina de beber y se marcha al bosque a Vidia. Prioridades, ¿ok? Puede que tengamos tiempo limitado para derrotar al orden del abismo, pero déjenme tomarme mi bebidita, por favor. Prioridades. No, bueno. Si tuviera esto ya descubierto, otra cosa sería. Pero no, la señorita le hace falta, ¿verdad? Liberar todo Sumeru, ¿verdad? Ya liberó Mondstadt, ya liberó Liyue, ya liberó Espina Dragón, ya acaba de liberar todo Inazuma, pero la señorita aquí no le ha seguido a Sumeru, ni a la cima tampoco. Ya sé, perdonen ustedes. Ay, tenemos que subir aparte. Pues yo creo que entonces va a ser más rápido acá que el de allá abajo. Y termina estando en el cobre, en la cuevita, ¿se imaginan? Es probable. Ah, no, estamos bien. Por eso arriba. Tenemos que subir. Entonces hicimos bien, nos teletransportamos en el lugar correcto. Aquí.
Wait. This place, it's familiar.
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon. Was it like this hundreds of years ago too?
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how I remember it. There is very little human activity here after all. Let's search the area and see what we can find.
No sé, después de hace bastantes siglos, no creo que los árboles incluso sean iguales. Ya crecieron, ¿sabes?
Is this a field? It must belong to whoever owns that house over there. But it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. You could be forgiven for thinking nothing was ever grown here. Or, wait, maybe nothing ever was grown here. It's an extinguished bonfire. Forest rangers, perhaps? Looks like it's been ages since it was last lit. And clearly they put it out carefully to prevent a forest fire, too. That's responsible.
Nothing else stands out in this area. All that's left is that building. Come on.
Okay.
Wait, we're just gonna go barging in? What if someone's home?
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this area. We should be able to enter without incident.
If you say so. Well, you lead the way then, Dane.
Claro, entra tú primero. Así en el caso de que si nos encontremos a alguien y que esté molesto porque entramos en su propiedad, te culpamos a ti. Ay, de veras, pues. ¿Qué?
So there really isn't anyone home. Ugh, this place is so dusty. Paimon bets no one's lived here in years.
Investigate carefully. We mustn't miss a single detail.
Ay, ¿quién está molestando?
This bed looks pretty ordinary. Huh. There's nothing underneath it either. What sort of person would want to live here? It's so dark and damp. Can't be all that comfortable.
Ya ves.
There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Paimon's just scared that whatever's inside might bite her fingertips off.
¿Qué será? ¿Qué puede haber dentro de la caja?
Huh? This is a mirror. It's broken too. Was this a makeup box?
Tiene pinta de ser un espejo común y corriente.
That's kinda disappointing. Paimon was hoping we'd uncover some super big secret, especially after Dane talked this place up.
¿Hablan de mí?
Hey, look! It's a bowl! Guess whoever used to live here liked to cook, huh?
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicinal herbs in here.
Que pudo haberse aguantado por tantos siglos, no te creo.
Oh, so it's a medicine bowl? Seems you're right. You've got a good nose on you, Dane.
Now what?
Doesn't look like there's anything else worth our attention here. You sure we're in the right place, Dane?
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious and instincts both assert that something once happened here. But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly. I hear noises outside. Let's go and check.
Noises? Is it?
It's not much. Just some minor adversaries.
Ah, esto era lo que nos estaba...
Wow! Dane's ears are sharp, just like his nose! He's in surprisingly good shape for a 500-year-old. Although, for someone who's as full of surprises as Dane, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway,
Dane será Dane.
beat up these monsters!
Judgment! Never!
Eat this!
No more.
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly random. There must be something nearby that attracted them. A ley line anomaly, perhaps. But it seems to be more than that. Okay. I'll go slightly further out to investigate any issues with the nearby ley lines. I might be a while. You should wait for me here.
What? You're going alone? You better not be trying to keep some secret from us.
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. I merely think that this house should remain the focus of our investigation, and as such, someone ought to stay here and keep an eye on it. Not to mention that if even forest rangers are capable of investigating ley lines, I will be more than able to handle it alone.
Fair enough. Guess we'll just camp out here then. Good thing there's a bonfire over there. Let's make ourselves something to eat. All this running around has made Paimon real hungry.
Pues sí, mira, iba a decir de que ¿por qué no mejor limpiamos un poquito la casa? Pero, o sea, no es nuestra. ¿Qué tal si sí, en realidad si hay alguien que vive? O sea, no creo, pero... Y sí, sí. Y no se encuentra. No quiero molestar a Janfei, you know.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Thank you. Jalapeño.
Their cooking is as good as ever. Even if there was no other reason, the food alone would be enough for Paimon to stick with you.
Esas son muchas palabras para una glotona como tú.
Changing the subject, Dane's taking forever. He said that there might be an issue with the nearby ley lines. How bad do you think it could be? We came together, but now it's back to just being the two of us again. You know, now that Paimon mentions it, we really have spent lots and lots of time together, haven't we?
Bastante. Y según dicen que va a durar todavía unos 5 años más.
So, don't take this the wrong way or anything, but, do you ever get tired of Paimon being around?
Este viaje es tan divertido porque tú estás conmigo, pero... ¡Ay, qué bonito!
Stop it. Now you're embarrassing, Paimon. So, next question. Don't know if it's okay to ask this, but Paimon's curious. What was it like traveling with your brother?
Ah, no se acuerda.
The stars?
Solíamos mirar las estrellas juntos como hacemos nosotros ahora.
Wow.
Viajábamos por el mar de estrellas sin separarnos. Nunca presenciamos las esperanzas de explosiones. Es la primera vez que estamos lejos del uno al otro. Al menos me gustaría saber qué es lo que sucedió.
Yeah, Paimon understands. Being separated without even knowing the reason why. It's just terrible. But we'll find the truth together. Sure as Paimon's your guide. Just you wait, heavenly principles. And you too, Tavat.
Ya verás, orden celestial. Ay, ¿qué otra es la orden celestial? Porque la orden celestial es... Bueno, no sé, le dicen la orden celestial y hasta los arcontes le dicen orden celestial. Entonces es algo diferente. Yo creo que la orden celestial es pues técnicamente la unión entre todos los arcontes, ¿sabes? Pero parece ser que no. Gracias, bye.
Alright. It's getting dark, so why don't you rest? Paimon will take first watch. Don't worry, no monster's gonna come and eat you up.
Wow, qué raro no tener más tú antes que
Oh,
yo.
come on, don't say that. Paimon just wants to look after you for once.
Ay, para qué lindo. Entonces ir a dormir. Buenas noches.